What's up, YouTube? What it do? Go on YouTube. Make sure you follow on YouTube, DC Blacks. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. What's up, y'all? I got a new Big Meats Joe dropping for y'all, man. Today. Where y'all from? Body Infinite. What's up? Salute. Yeah, welcome to the channel. DC Blacks. Like, subscribe, share. You know what it is. What you think about Terrence Williams from New Orleans? I don't know him personally, so I can't say too much about Terrence Williams from New Orleans. I mean, I know what y'all know. I know what he say. I got a New Orleans interview coming though. Shout out to Blabber, Magnolia Projects. He was locked up with the homies. Talked to him this morning. Big stepper from New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans. Appreciate the love, homeboy. OV be knowing what he know. Yeah, Blabber. I talked to Blabber this morning. I'm about to open up that New Orleans market. Shout out to Bouncer from New Orleans. Somebody gonna click you and send you to witness protection. I ain't even gotta do it. Keep on commenting over there. I got one of them wild anteaters over here on YouTube. I don't feel like clicking them. Somebody gonna click them in a minute. Blabber and Gangsta co-defendants, they got indicted together. Oh, somebody know Blabber. How many of y'all know Blabber? Shout out to New Orleans. Uh-oh, there they go. My crew up in here clicking. Our YouTube crew don't be playing. They be clicking. Free Deuce. Big clicking. Free Mousse, man. Free Slidey P, man. Free Glock. Where y'all from over here, YouTube? It's just trolls or is it real people over here? What's up? Go TV, what it do? I'm just cooling, man. Taking me a break. Tired of sitting in front of the computer. Probably about to hit the gym for an hour. He said they're on BMF payroll. He using your content. Who using my content? Shout out to my man V, man. Stories with V. Shout out to Baltimore. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I mean, not just to relieve stress. You got to hit that gym for your health, too, though. But byproduct of it, you can work on stress. My man on YouTube say Diddy or R. Kelly, y'all. I usually don't entertain that. Diddy or R. Kelly. Yeah, you know about Blabber only if you do your homework on the New Orleans street scene. Nah, shout out to Champ from D.C. A lot of New Orleans dudes know him from the penitentiary. Champ introduced me to Blabber, man. What does money represent to you? Power, freedom, possession, possibility, guilt, success. Money is a tool. Money is a tool used to accomplish other things. That's why if you just keep your money in the bank, it don't do nothing for you. Money is a tool. 2025 takeover. Shout out to Stories with V. Make sure y'all follow man V. Shout out to Baltimore. Free AJ, free Mookie, man. Shout out to Walla, man. Long live my man ICO. Shout out to the good Baltimore man. Yeah, they mad at me, V. They mad at me about that Big Meech joint. It is what it is, though. We urban street bloggers, right? I'm putting together a 5 AJ joint now. Yeah, I just got another picture of AJ too, V. You got pictures of AJ? It ain't no new picture, but I ain't seen it on the internet yet. Shout out to my Baltimore man. How do I feel about activism and social justice? I think they are important issues. Man, we here to feed our people. They mad about that, tell them. Lick the ground. Now I need some. What? I need some. Oh, all right, bet. Remind me, I got some pictures of AJ in my phone. Out ADX in the cage. Them BMF fanboys in the IG comments saying they gonna visit DC about this. I ain't even gonna get into that, man. Tapping in from Detroit. Thanks for spreading the awareness. Shout out to the real Detroit. Hey, Detroit, you hip to that up for debate, dude? AJ always refused to tell his story. Yeah, AJ don't do no talking. But they had AJ on that Sam shit though. AJ good man, he fuck with the homies out ADX. You know, AJ made it out of the top levels of the ADX program and made it all the way down to the step down and caught a shot. He gonna get up out of that jump one day. I mean, for real, a lot of these laws should help him, man. He was under. How old was he? He wasn't never about. Hey, V, how old was AJ when he went like 18, 19? Some of these laws should affect his case. You need to get T-Dub out the Calio Project, young brother of the notorious Randall Watts that Master P always talk about in his music just came home. T-Dub, I'm going to keep that in mind. T-Dub. He say AJ half Nigerian. That's what his paperwork say. He was under 21, okay. Who the dude who bit bop? Who the dude that bit bop? Who the dude that bit bop meets from the city, man? Big Vocky. I asked him about Big Vocky. Tell 50 Cent asked about Big Vocky. They know what's up with Big Vocky. Big Vocky put that big hand down. They say Terrence Williams was just talking about it on Cap Capone or something. My man sent me the video. I gotta go watch this Blabber video. Champ was telling me about him this morning, man. Both convicted at like 18, 19. Yeah, I think AJ gonna see the streets again. So, all y'all people who be thinking when the dude got life, he never coming home. Why you think all these dudes coming home? Laws change every day, B. Laws change every day, B. I don't know who he talking about from Baltimore. AJ be back real 037 hit him. Big stepper, big Baltimore stepper. On cold-blooded DMV time, all ADX. So it's a lot of gangsters with a story to tell. That's true. You gotta do your homework on them guys, though, man. Y'all keep telling me, Big Meech talked about it. You see what he said? He said, never told, never fold, death before dishonor. Come to the party, spend $500 with me. Come on, bro. That's not no explanation. Not for no real guys. Scream like bloody murder. Damn sure ain't going out like Meech. You ain't gonna hear that about AJ. You ain't gonna hear that shit about AJ. AJ, you ain't gonna hear AJ name wrapped up in no shit. I respect it. I respect it. Hey, you ain't gonna hear AJ name wrapped up in no bullshit about he got a girl that know a nigga from Baltimore that be getting money. He introduced him to him. Then all of a sudden, AJ home. I bet y'all, if AJ come home and they say it's a girl that did something, I'm gonna delete my account. Somebody screen record this. Man, niggas on my side of the country different than that nigga, man. That nigga wasn't even in a Detroit car. Ask anybody in the feds. He wasn't in no Detroit car, so I don't know why so many people from Detroit jumping on to like, oh, E, you a hater, you a hater. He wasn't rocking with Detroit. He used to make little football teams, the little BMF dudes. And he might ride with the down south car, the Florida car. He wasn't rocking with Detroit. A lot of them Calio boys out in the feds, they catch a life sentence. They called the Cup Boys. I know the Cup Boys. See murder crew that he ran with. Do your I know. I was in with some of them, and I was in with 10 Wolf Fast and them. That's why the DC car was carrying them boys and certain Jones. Yeah, they get the faking like, bro, them fake BMF, and no disrespect to the real BMF guys that stood tall. Shout out to them. Nationwide. But them fake BMF boys that he put together down there in Jessup, Georgia, like they was gonna control the basketball court, and he got the Lord ass whooping, bruh. He don't understand the old Lord dudes. That's why if y'all watch the video with Terrence Gangster talking about, he said, man, he had been to a penitentiary before he got to Jessup. He already know what DC dudes do. He told them fake BMF boys, he said, look, y'all think y'all gonna go on there, it's gonna be a big old fist fight. He said, them dudes from the penitentiary. Shout out to Honcho. Shout out to the Yo. He said, them dudes from the penitentiary. Them dudes gonna be slinging steel, bruh. Them dudes not fighting. And what happened? They go in the gym and they thought it was gonna be some fist fighting. There was some, some young DC homies in there. Maybe they was gonna fist fight, but when they be talking about DC got the numbers, DC ain't had the numbers then. When that Bethlehem came out, the boys got to running out the gym like a fire drill. So that ain't me glorifying it. That's me telling y'all that y'all had these guys on these mythical levels. Human beings. One man put his pants on like the next man, bruh. I saw the Lord Diesel interview. Somebody sent me that. But like I said, I talked to Blabber this morning. I'm going to get y'all some real New Orleans Jones. I like them New Orleans stories. What's up, E? Just watched an earlier video. You right on. Blue Da Vinci. He was dating Tammy. Can't believe he ain't know she was hot. Ask Cuff about Blue. I don't want Cuff and Blue gotta rely. I don't want to get into all that. But I just be reading what the paperwork say. Pacer say what Pacer say. You can't manipulate Pacer. You dig what I'm saying? But going back to that thing right there. Don't act like I'm the one that's making it up. The dude on the Cap Capone interview on the platform asked Terrence Williams what was up with the situation, and you heard what he said. He gave you his perspective, but he told him, he warned him, he said, nah, the older dudes, they gonna sling that steel. They from the penitentiary. Them boys ain't seen no steel slinging like that. Who is the what? Since you know so much, who is what? Bruh, when you trying to troll and you say since you know so much, you got to at least type the sentence correctly. You can't troll and your sentence is all fragments of a sentence. You got commas all on the wall like Cool Disco Dan. That nigga like Blue, so his word a little funny. Nah, I ain't gonna. Hey, Goo, what's up, Goo? The Kings first. What's up? I ain't gonna say that. I see what you trying to say, but Cuff said read the paperwork. I read the paperwork. I talked to him. What he said makes sense. Where was all these questions when, where was all these, 50 Cent a rap, 50 Cent a rap? Where was all that when BMF, when it was cool? Now he done turned on Meech. Now y'all mad? That's crazy to me. Maybe I can't read. Maybe you can't write. Maybe you can't spell. Maybe you can't punctuate, bro. You about to get sent to witness protection. Oh, somebody clicked you already. God don't like rats. You know that. 50 take a hard stance on rats. You been in the feds. Bro, the name of the channel is DC Blacks. Yeah, I've been in the feds, though. I've been to the feds before. Wow, what's up? Why you ask me have I been to the feds? You say, nephew, I want to speak to you privately and respectfully. All right, what's up? What's wrong, though? DC dudes don't play. Are you going to do the Anton White documentary? I can't say that I'm going to do it, but it's going to get done. You need more documentaries on guys like that to stand up. Y'all got these mythical characters with all these chips in their armor. They connected to not just one paid DEA informant, but multiple informants. They connected to all type of informants. Who's getting ran up on first, Blue or Meech? With what you know, this is a man question. I can't answer no question about who gonna get ran up on first, bro. No disrespect to you. I can't answer that question realistically. What do you think Southwest T stand in all this? If y'all really interested, I'm gonna go back and bring y'all up to speed, because I think like how Paid in Full messed up people's perception about Alpo and Rich Porter and Wayne Perry and AZ. You got some people that watch Paid in Full and think that's the true story. I think that same effect Paid in Full had on a younger generation, and I'm not talking about younger generations. I'm talking about people who wasn't alive when the Alpo story really went on. I think they think that the facts and pay. I think they think that that's facts and Paid in Full. Paid in Full is based on facts. Spin it fast forward to BMF. BMF is not the true story. So if any of y'all out there thinking y'all doing y'all history, urban culture history by watching BMF, bro, that is an entertainment film, a series based on some true facts. But if I go back into the case, now and I see that there's a big issue, I'm going to go back into the case for y'all. I followed the case while I was in jail. Meech and Terry did a bunch of debriefing before they took the plea. That's why they got the case that went all the way to the Supreme Court to try to combat it. Don't forget that. They went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it's even in the I'm gonna go back and get that case for y'all, right? I'm gonna go back and get that case for y'all. I don't remember it verbatim, but I know that they were challenging the competency of the legal defense that they had that allowed them to divulge so much information during debriefing before their plea agreements. In fact, we all in Cuffy case. Cuffy case come out of St. Louis. Meech and them case come out of Michigan. If you go back and read their plea agreement, it's probably a bunch of stuff in the plea agreements and the footnotes that go with it. Since it's a big issue now, but when I was talking about it, just said, oh, Eon a hater. Eon just on all rats. All Eon talking about is rats. The whole entire internet is talking about this same event right now, bro. But y'all mad when Eon talk about it. I get it. Okay, cool. It is what it is, bro. He said, I don't care if it's for FCI. What you mean by that? What you mean when you say you don't care if it's an FCI? What that got to do with what we talking about? What you mean? You said you don't care if it's an FCI? Nah, ain't no so many words. I'm saying they both been hot. I'm saying how did Cuffy meet Tammy? Like I can't bring you up to speed. It's like fifth period now. If you up on what we talk about, you already know who Cuffy is. E Goody, shout out 640. What's up, big homie? How did Cuffy meet Tammy? I'm just asking. I just want to see how much you know. Somebody said that's a no-no. FCI, USP, anywhere. What about it? What you saying? I don't understand what you saying. I told you that the other day, man. You keep talking in code. We ain't talking about nothing wrong. Say what you saying, bro. All right. 400 Max said Cuffy met Tammy through Meech. That's a fact. All right. Now let me be fair. We all on the same page now. Cuffy met Tammy through Meech. We agree? We all agree? It was through Meech 100%. According to Meech, according to Tammy, and according to the DEA paperwork. In the paperwork. Now, this is excuse me. This is the question. This was around 2011, between 2009 2011. I go look at the paperwork. I left it on the desk. But the question is, did Meech know she was a DEA informant at the time? And was it really a plan to set Cuffy up? Because according to the paperwork, once he met Tammy and Tammy introduced him to Suarez, which is the Mexican Connect, according to the paperwork, she saying we can't believe everything Tammy say, bro. Tammy say two different things in the same paperwork and in the evidentiary hearings. But she say that Meech told her to connect Cuffy with Suarez, okay? And that they allegedly did business before that August 5th, 2015, 16 date, whatever that date is. Like I said, we just kicking it. I ain't got the paperwork with me, but in the video, I show you the paperwork. And I don't want to show too much because YouTube just started putting a little ad suitability restrictions on it. I guess the way in which I said it, I must have said it like I was identifying a witness or a government informant, which I wasn't. The picture comes straight out of an article in the Chicago Tribune or something like that. But did he know she was a paid informant, and was that the lick? From point A to point B, when Cuffy go down, I ain't gonna say nobody's name because I don't want to wear Suarez. Allegedly Suarez beat the case and he gone on about his business. But I asked Cuffy about Suarez months ago when I first did the first video about it. Cuffy said Suarez was solid. Cuffy said Suarez ain't do nothing wrong. Now, there's other opinions on the internet about her, but I ain't gonna get into all that right now. But for sure, all that stuff they talking about on the internet about Cuffy the case got dismissed, that's incorrect. I'm not gonna call it a lie, but that's incorrect. Cuffy waived indictment and pleaded guilty and got 10 years, 120 months. You can look it up. I ain't giving you no secret information. His name is Dion Gatlin. If you just Google Dion Cuffy Gatlin, it's gonna come up. A press release from the Department of Justice, St. Louis your joint, and it's gonna say 10 years for that and 17 years for the other charges. Like they trying to run away and say, oh, it don't even matter. Cuffy just saying this. That's incorrect. They didn't do their research. He got 10 years for one case, and he got 17 years for the other case. The Tammy case, he's serving 10 years on. He got that's a part of the sentence. Then Tammy bounced back and forth. Tammy is the one that sent the information to Cuffy and them defense team to alert them that there was some BS going on between her, the DEA, and bad information that was in the affidavit that the judge had to see and sign off on to get the wiretap on his phone. And when they come back to have the hearings, the government, which is the United States, they call 6, 7 witnesses. Cuffy called 6, 7 witnesses. And the judge even wrote in the document, that the defense witnesses was credible. You dig what I'm saying? So if the defense's witness is credible and he had a chance to fight that, he asked Meach to come back and be a witness as well. A defense witness, not a government witness. Remember that. There's nothing wrong with a defense witness. You coming back to help the person that's, is under duress. Breezy, what's up? Shout out to Riz Park. Meach refused. So, it's all, y'all over here on the YouTube joint, y'all know what's up. Y'all can see it. I just did 25 years. I've been home 10 years. Never seen anything like this in my 55 years on this earth. For real, this shit is spooky. You did 25 years? Yeah, I did 17 years. I never seen nothing just like this, but I seen the Soup. What's up? Shout out to the C. But I seen several people in the law books that had these sneaky third-party cooperations. And I ain't saying that that's what this is, but you got, I did a video breakdown on it. You'll see it, then you'll see the other one today. Probably be 3, 4 of them Jones. It's Jones 33 pages. I ain't gonna try to break down 33 pages in no one video. Cooling on YouTube, doing my little urban journalism. Nella Road, you from Nella Road? Okay, what's up, Nella Road? Well, there's so many. You think they be goofy over here, but they be super duper goofy. I mean, he's suspect, Breezy. He's suspect. Watch the video on YouTube. I break it down. Like, I ain't got the papers with me. I don't want to sit here and be just shooting from the hip. Yeah, check out the joint. The last 2 videos. Not the joint I did about Bob and Son. Just the Meech Jones. Meech really thought that. He banged everyone, shaking my head. His biggest mistake was trusting Tammy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when he discovered that she was an informant. My instincts lead me to believe that he knew what was up with her. To be honest, if you just want to know how I feel, but my feelings don't mean nothing. Nah, I ain't never been to Hollywood. Phone ringing. Eon, I'm surprised you're not talking about the El Salvador president gave Trump about opening their prisons to American inmates. I don't believe that's going to happen. My man over here on Instagram said he can't believe I ain't talking about the president from El Salvador opening up his prisons. I know anything can happen. I don't believe that's going to happen. Now, see, I don't have no proof of that. Like, my man over here saying what I was thinking. That's what I think, though. He saying he been knew. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I mean, what time is it? 2 some. Right. But, he been say she was informant. That's why he introduced them. I don't got no proof of that, but that's what I think. Like, he just conveniently, first and foremost, this why I be on Rex. Because whether he knew or he didn't know, or he just didn't care, she had already participated in the investigation and the conviction of the guy Terry White. So when y'all be saying, why do Eon care, why do Eon care? I care about some of these things just as a journalist is interesting. But let's say Meech didn't know that she was a rat. She was already a informant. She didn't become a paid informant until around the time she met him. I think that conspiracy was birthed then. But Meech was getting money in Atlanta, all right? According to the case, everybody know Meech was getting money in Atlanta. That ain't no secret. That's a part of his guilty plea, right? The dude Terry White was getting money in Atlanta too. Now I'm from a little city called Washington D.C. Big time dudes in my city that's getting money. No other big time dudes in my city that's getting money. If one of them go to jail, go to prison, and somebody cooperate against them, the whole city where I'm from talks about it. Shout out to you, Salih. Salam alaikum. Right? So let's say Terry White was from my city and Big Meech was in my city and they was getting money and Terry White went to prison in my city. The Washington Post, which I'm going to go look at the Atlanta media, the Washington Post would have covered the trial or the court proceedings. And even if Tammy Combs was CS1, Terry White would have known it was CS1, and this should have been all over the streets. That damn, it's some woman that ain't really in the streets that sell real estate that told on bruh. And then all of a sudden, Big Meech get locked up in D.C. and he over D.C. jail. And everybody over D.C. jail talk about Tammy. You telling me that Meech gonna meet her and never heard about Terry White? So now let's transport this shit back to Atlanta. If Terry White was getting money in Atlanta and Meech was getting money in Atlanta, the subculture and the underworld ain't like popular America, like mainstream America. Niggas in the street know whoever niggas in the street getting money, and he knew that she cooperated against Terry, whether he was with it or not. So even if he didn't spring the trap, he knew she had already got Terry. That was old news, and the streets niggas knew. Meech knew. So even if he ain't do nothing, this third party cooperation, Meech, that's what you get for fucking with Tammy. Whether you was with it or you wasn't with it, Meech. So now, he know he don't know. He introduced her to Cuffy. Thousands of keys gets moved. All of a sudden, they go to jail. I don't care if it's a time cut involved or not. Meech for sure, man. It doesn't matter if he knew or he didn't know. Nah. Crimes are based on intent, bruh. If he didn't know and he set it up, if he was in the mob, he'd get whacked. But just for regular shit, like if he didn't know, then his crime is not investigating. And I don't think that you can be on no level where you could get 2,500, 3,000 bricks and you not know who you dealing with, bro. Like, this ain't a dude that just walk up and serve some undercover a $5 bag or something. This Big Meech. This Big Meech, bro. You telling me a Mexican can pull up with a truck with 2,500 birds in it and you can operate like that, but all the way back on your end, you don't know if you dealing with a rat or not. And it ain't even just a rap, man. This is a paid DM. This was a job. This woman had made almost $250,000 setting people up monthly. She got paid $55,000 for setting up Terry White. Meech ain't know he should have known, bro. If he didn't know, He know now. Right or wrong? If he didn't know, he know now. My YouTube crew saying he knew it. I don't got no proof that he knew it. When Tammy and 50 Cent do they tell all, that should be a big time question. Whenever Meech respond to the shit in detail and actually tackle the question, that should be a point. If he knew or he didn't know. I mean, even if it's a lie, he got to address the fact, did he know she was already a paid DEA informant, bro? Ain't no way around that one, Jack. Terry White was, but he didn't know him personally. But do that mean he ain't know what was going on in the streets? If Terry White was a big time dude and he got popped, you don't think another big time dude in the city gonna say, damn, what happened to Slim? I know I would. If I was getting money in the street and another big time dude on my level or bigger than me or right under me get popped, I'm gonna watch it. You gonna tell me survived 20 years and don't know what's going on around him? I don't buy that, Jack. But even after you make the mistake, you don't come back and help Cuff? That's one thing about Instagram. Instagram will cut off. So that's how I feel about that. We're gonna leave the nickname also. Leave who? I ain't see what they said. Bro, I ain't never scared. I'm like, what's the big dude, Bone Crusher? I ain't never scared, bro. You can go troll somebody else with that. You can't bother me with that. I'm a grown ass man, bro. I've been to Leavenworth. I've been to Colorado. I've been to Lee County. You think I'm scared of Ant? We gonna leave that alone. Cause you trolling. Bro, you ain't never been to Lee County. You just trolling. And I don't even care. My crew gonna click you in a minute. And then I'm gonna go eat brunch. Just the fact there's someone out there that can say Slim Toad is diabolical. He not saying Toad though, he's saying setup. You dig? So we'll see. I'll be back, man. I gotta go put some salt out. Make sure that nobody slip and fall on the property. Free the real.